Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hi Raj, good morning. Your voice is wait, let me yes. Can you say
Yeah.
something again, please?
Good morning.
Okay, yeah, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. And how are you?
Perfectly fine. Thanks for asking. I hope so far the day has been going well for you.
Definitely. And how about you?
Yeah, my day started pretty late to be honest. So just had my breakfast and just starting the day with your
Okay.
session. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right then. So I believe you have sessions even before this, right? I think in the last class you told me you take sessions also at 10:30. So did you have a good session?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, wonderful. So what are your language learning goals for this month?
For this month,
Yeah.
uh, I have started revising some vocabulary.
Hmm.
So I'm about to touch that
Hmm.
as much as possible.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to make a notes of that as well.
Okay.
So a notebook where
Hmm.
I would recollect all the important vocabularies
Hmm.
in a way that would be beneficial for me to teach my learners.
Okay, fantastic. What sources do you refer to for this particular process?
One, that all the collections that I have. Then the next one is YouTubers. A few YouTubers whom I have been following. American tutor, then a British tutor.
Okay, okay, okay. Great. So when it comes to vocabulary, what do you think is more important? Is it important to learn like really fancy words which can, impress and wow everyone? Or is it important to know B2, B1 level words that can be used in day to day conversations? What do you think is more important?
Well, when we categorize the words from B2 or B1 or may even C1, that is something I have not been able to understand, that how a word is B2 or someone is C1. Because if you remember a word, it is easy for you. If you don't know, it becomes tough. So in that way, what I think that I do not focus on these labels, but I would focus on which are the one that we can generally include in our conversation so that our learners are able to understand. So on that note,
Hmm.
I mean, this B1 or B2 is something that most of the vocabulary falling in this category are
Hmm.
common one.
Hmm.
So I focus using them,
Hmm.
and of course I use try to use some fancy word if I learn them. But learning a vocabulary has always been a problem, and we all agree on this that we should always learn in context.
Yeah.
So I focus on the same as well.
Nice.
Learn vocabularies in context and then use it.
Okay. Perfect. That is the way to go. And sometimes certain words trend in media, right? You will see it everywhere, flashing in web series, flashing in articles, interviews. So you will catch on to it. The more you listen to it or the more you see it, you will slowly start registering that in your subconscious. So that also happens. Even without effort, some words just fit in your mind. Has that ever happened with you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, true. So that is the reason why most teachers, I think even you, recommend your learners don't restrict yourself to just one form of learning or just one website, one book. Try to consume as much English content as possible. A lot of learners feel like it's a very generic advice, but in reality, that is the best thing you need to do. That's how you can
Definitely.
quicker.
And another thing that I would like to bring in uh, conversation,
Yes.
that whenever we say that okay, this is formal, this is informal,
Hmm.
or maybe sometimes we say that this is pretty repetitive one. Everybody use it, so try to use different one.
Yeah.
I never uh, get in touch with these two statements.
Hmm.
Like I feel, what is the point of saying these things?
Hmm.
Because if we are using it
Hmm.
and we are able to express ourselves, then it is okay. We should use.
Correct.
Otherwise, what happens
Hmm.
that any word or any phrase can be or can look like repetitive one. For example, I was once told that okay, don't use over the moon.
Hmm.
It is quite repetitive. But at the same time, someone else would say that okay, use over the moon instead of saying excited, use over the moon. So
Yeah.
we do not need to confuse learners this way. That's what I was trying to say.
That's a very nice perspective. I'll surely give it a thought. Um, Usually, with people who are already at a good level, when they express they want to level up, that is when mostly teachers focus on these things. For example, you are an advanced learner, so where do you go forward from here, right? So
Yeah.
for learners like you, we usually suggest these things because leveling up doesn't necessarily mean that you
No,
have to.
no. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, I
But
would agree to that.
yeah.
I can understand that context, but
Yeah.
why I brought this?
Hmm.
Because sometimes it is uh, I mean, it is given as a feedback without giving a thought that, okay, what is the level of learning? I was talking about that and not the other one. Because if anybody is at B1 or B2, they can simply understand these feedbacks. But
Right.
it is confusing for them who are complete beginner or maybe A2 level.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head with this one. For someone who's just starting to learn the language, who's getting a grip on the language, there's no need to confuse them with synonyms. Right? As long as they get the word, it's more than enough. Yes. Truly agree with you. And there is more to language learning than just fancy idioms, as you mentioned. There's non-verbal communication, confidence,
Definitely.
fluency.
Yeah.
So many things can be handled. So in your opinion, what makes a good speaker stand out from the rest? Is it their vocabulary, or presentation skills, or grammar? What makes them noticeable?
I think presentation skill. Because if we talk about grammar, for communicative speaking or communicative English speaking, we need a very basic grammar skills.
Hmm.
Just a few tenses and then nouns, singular, plural,
Yeah.
a few of articles and preposition.
Hmm.
So if we are good in all this, we would sound perfect. But at the same time, if we are not able to bring that skill, that presentation skill, that intonation or voice modulation, we sound monotonous. So I think
Yes.
these things are there that will make the speaker stand out
Hmm.
for sure.
Hmm. Okay. 100%, I'm of the same opinion as you are in this regard. Earlier, when I was training students for IELTS, I have seen students who make grammar mistakes get a good band score in their IELTS test purely because of how confident and how charming they are.
Definitely.
Yeah. The way they speak, you instantly like them and you feel like, okay, this person can survive in a foreign world. And then their grammar mistake don't seem that big of an issue. So presentation skills are key. uh, I think you will agree with me if I say that the grammar mistake should not be too many, but some minor things here and there is acceptable as long as your presentation is correct, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's why I included all
Yeah.
those basic grammar chapters that we should have a good knowledge of, and then we can definitely speak properly.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, very well then. So today I thought we can discuss a few questions related to life in general, some positive, bright ones, and lastly we will do one spot the error activity. Okay, let's go ahead with
Okay.
that.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure, perfect. If I could ask you, what is one thing that you cannot live without, and why? What would your answer be?
Mm, my earphone,
Your
because
phone.
because this is something that I use
Hmm.
generally,
Hmm.
whether I'm taking sessions or uh, listening to any podcast or
Yeah.
trying to sing on the app called Smule.
Hmm.
So I can't stay without this. Like if it gets
Hmm.
out of order,
Hmm.
I would buy it within hours.
Okay, okay. It instantly brought a smile on my face because when it comes to travel, I don't think I can travel without my earphones. It will feel like a nightmare to me.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, I understand your love for your earphones. So currently, what song are you listening to on loop?
Mm. A song called, I mean, I forgot the lyrics
Hmm.
because it is new for me
Hmm.
that I had never heard the male version of a song from a movie called Raj, and the female version is too famous. Uh,
Oh, can you come again? I'll just check it out.
Male version of a song
Hmm.
from movie called Raz, which was released in 2001 or 2002.
Yes, yes, yes.
Up,
Okay.
and the female version is like "Aapke Pyar Mein
Hmm.
Hum Sawarne Lage" and something like that.
Okay, okay, great. I'm a big fan of Hindi movie songs. I don't know, many people criticize it. I feel like
Yeah,
they
the
make
song is
good
"प्यार
songs.
प्यार से प्यार हम तो करने लगे."
Okay, okay. I'll check it out. Okay, Raz, right?
Yeah,
Perfect. Okay. Moving on. In every stage of our life, something takes precedence, right? When we are in school, when we are in kindergarten, just playing, chilling, watching cartoons, that is the most important thing. As we grow older, dreams, ambitions, marks, grades, these things becomes important. So at every stage, there is something that makes life worth living. There is something that you look forward to each morning, right? At this stage in your life, what is that one thing that makes life beautiful?
mm. My sessions
Yeah.
with my favorite tutors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I have been working on the language, and I feel like I have to reach my desired level as soon as possible. So I'm quite excited to have sessions, learn something, and
Yeah.
then improve a little bit. So this is something that I look forward to almost every day.
Okay, perfect. That's so sweet. Okay, so your language learning is something that you're excited about. Amazing. I have nothing
Yeah.
to say, but yeah, great. All right then. What is the best piece of advice that you have ever given? I think I've already asked you what's the best piece of advice that you've ever received, and you gave a lot of credit to your family about honesty and stuff like that. But what's the best piece of advice that you have ever given to any of your students or youngsters or friends?
I can't recall, but the advice that I have given to myself
Oh wow, sure.
is that don't speak until you are asked to,
Hmm.
or don't suggest anyone until you are uh, asked for suggestion or
Wow.
asked for advice.
Okay. Don't give suggestions until you're asked for it. Um, can you elaborate that a little, like the whys and hows of it?
Like if you try to explain somebody something, first thing that you will not get value for that.
Hmm.
They might not listen to you properly, and even if they listen, they will not follow that. So your values, your ideas are going in vain. For example,
Yeah.
here I'm asking to you about how to improve my English. But if
Hmm.
I'm not asking you and yet you are giving me the suggestions
Hmm.
that okay, Raj, you have to do this, you have to do that, you will not get any benefit. I will end up doing what I want to,
Hmm.
what I like to,
Hmm.
and your suggestion will go in vain. sometimes you might feel offended
Okay.
because you somebody who is pretty close to you,
Yeah.
you are trying to give him some advice so that he could
Mm.
work on that and improve. But
Mm.
instead of taking that positively,
Mm.
he will not listen to you anyway, and
Mm.
you will end up irritating yourself. That is the main reason behind saying this.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good one. It brought back a quote. It said that if you're not asked for advice, don't give it. If you're invited late to some event, don't go because you were not on their mind initially, right? So something
Yes,
that's
definitely.
what I had read. Yes, a good advice, good one. And they also
But
say
at the
that.
same time, I would say that it's not always necessary that we have to follow these things, because sometimes it might sound like I'm egoist.
Not at all. Yeah,
Yeah, to some situation it may sound like that.
yeah.
So depending upon the situation, we can mold our ways.
Correct, correct, absolutely. See, in ego also there are two types. No? One ego helps you maintain your self-respect, your dignity, and your sense of identity. Another is the false ego. That is feeling too full of yourself, feeling like you are the best out there. That is a false ego. That shouldn't be there.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
ego is not necessarily a bad thing. It depends how much you have. So that's
Of
the thing.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one. I appreciate it. It's a sign of maturity, I feel. Not giving advice everywhere and anywhere unnecessarily. It might also be a cause of irritation for the receiver. So why bother?
Definitely.
Yeah, perfect. Great answers, Mr. Raj, as always. Hardly anything to point out, any negative things to point out, and I think it really helps when uh, when you lighten up your presentation skills a little, when you loosen up a little more, so it makes the answers even more endearing. Okay, so
Okay.
you can work on that. All right, perfect.
Definitely.
So let's move ahead with the spot the grammar error activity. I'll give you very short sentences. Some may have mistakes, some may not have mistakes. It's your job to find out. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Um, the first sentence is we would better take an umbrella in case it will rain. We'd better take an umbrella in case it will rain.
In case it rains.
Perfect. Very good. I think it took you less than 10 seconds to identify that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. The next one is take my advice, stay away from that girl. So, advice, there are two spellings, ADVISE, ADVICE. Which one should be put here? Take my advice,
C CE,
CE. Why? Why CE?
because it is a noun.
Absolutely. Perfect. Very good. The third one, Marco drinks a great deal of coffee.
Marco,
Drinks a great deal of coffee.
a great deal of coffee. Maybe some mistake here with collective noun, but I'm
Is
not
that
sure.
okay? You can think. Marco, as I mentioned, some sentences may or may not have mistakes, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking that I'm not aware of this
Okay.
collective noun phrase. So it may be right or wrong, I don't know. A great deal of coffee.
Yes.
So
Ignoring that, is
anything,
everything else okay?
yeah,
Yeah. The sentence is absolutely fine. A great deal of it's just suggesting quantity. Okay.
okay.
Just suggesting means a lot of coffee basically. It's another way to say it.
Yeah, because there are particular word in forms of collective sentences
Yeah.
that we use. Like uh, I can't recall any of them properly. Uh,
Okay.
like a bunch of keys. So
Hmm.
instead of bunches of keys, if I use any other collective noun, it will not be correct. I was thinking in that way.
Okay. Yeah, this is fine. A great deal of coffee is accepted. The next sentence is I wish I hadn't spent so much money.
I wish I hadn't.
Spent so much money.
I wish I had not
I
spent.
had not.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't spent so much money. Correct. No, no mistake.
No mistakes. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. The next one is Emily is doing a 6 weeks online course. Emily is doing a 6 weeks online course.
It is also correct. No mistake.
There is a small mistake here. Since we are using the article a, we will not say 6 weeks, we will say 6 week, and in between there will be an hyphen, 6-week. Just because we are adding the article a in front of it, the following thing has to be singular, right? For instance, this is a 3-month course, or this course will last for 3 months. So in the second
Yeah,
situation, I'm not using a. In this situation, a 3-month course. So between 3 and 1,
but
there will be a hyphen.
I mean, what if you say 6 months and the hyphen, the apostrophe is after S? 6 months course.
No, no. Six. If you are adding a, whatever comes after that will be taken as one singular unit. So just to do that adjusting, we add the hyphen and make it one. 6 week.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Um, okay. I'll say Alia Bhatt has signed a 3-year contract with Fruity. Okay, a 3-year contract. 3-year, 1 unit.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
Yes, and the other one would be Alia Bhatt has signed a contract with Fruity for 3 years. So that's about it. Okay. The next sentence is it's time you start your homework.
You
It's time.
started
Yeah. Why started?
because the structure is like that.
Hmm.
It's time, it's high time, it's time. So it is what hypothetical structure? No,
Yeah. It's
it,
like
it, it is like, yeah,
it's like a
it is,
warning.
yeah, warning.
A concern, like it's time you started your homework, which means it's already late, you should have started it long ago, but at
Yeah.
least do it now, right? So like that, very good, very good, definitely advanced. The last one for the day: let me know when are you arriving. Let me know when are you arriving.
When you are arriving.
Hats off to you. These were all advanced level spot the error mistakes. So I have some for basic, intermediate, and advanced. This was from the advanced pile, and this has not been compiled by me. This has been compiled by some university, Cambridge or British Council. I don't remember. It's an old one. So you nailed it. Good job, Raj.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Perfect. So all correct except one, but you did a fantastic job. Any questions? Any doubts so far?
Not at all.
Not at all. All right then. So yeah, with that, I think we can wrap up the session. But would love to know. Initially, we were discussing about vocabulary itself, so would like to end the session with that. Can you share some new words that you have learned over the last few weeks, months, or days? Any word that uh, you learned from
Uh,
scratch?
ostentatious is the one
Ostentatious. Perfect.
that lingers with me, and aloof. Aloof is another one.
Aloof. Hmm. Okay.
Aloof, and it's really tough to recall these words like this.
No problem.
Only if I have, only if I come across these words in any sentences or something like that, I would
Yeah.
be able to recall.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, the others, mm, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Aloof and
Fickle, fickle-minded, fickle-minded.
Okay. Perfect. Good ones. So, can you make one sentence with aloof?
Yeah. Whenever it comes to politics,
Hmm.
I generally keep aloof from all the discussions because I feel that no matter how much we discuss, whatever has to happen
Hmm.
will happen. And
Yeah.
our discussions are always insane, they are pointless.
Yeah.
We end up shouting at each other, but
Yes.
that is useless.
Yes, absolutely. All of that is completely inconsequential. If you have to make noise by going and casting your vote. That's the only way you can actually make a difference, and not by engaging in any kind of debate or yelling. At least debates are still fine if it's done in a respectful manner, but
Yeah,
shouting and yelling, it's pointless. It just
yelling,
increases
of
the TRP of news channels.
definitely.
Yeah. Okay, good one. Really good, Raj. In the next session, let's do one thing. I'll give you a topic, and we will do a role play activity where you will be the teacher, I'll be the student. Imagine that this is your online spoken English platform, and right from the beginning till the end of 15-20 minutes, you will be conducting the class. Okay, right from greeting the student, asking the questions, responding to the answers, and giving feedback.
Okay.
Okay. So the topic that we can go for, okay, what topic do you want? You are the teacher, so what would you like to go with?
Mm, I would put the onus on student.
Okay, no, let's come with the topic so that you can also have some basic questions ready. Rest, of course, you can conjure it spontaneously, but just to start off with something good, right? Okay, let's go with forests versus factories. That is an interesting topic, I feel. The debate
Or
between urbanization and preserving nature, forests versus factories.
okay,
Okay. So, some questions related to saving the planet versus some related to importance of factories. What happens if the number of factories increases? So, such kind of questions. Make sense?
yeah,
Okay, perfect. So, that would be the topic. Let's see how it goes. All right.
definitely.
Sure. Okay, then. All the best. See you. Bye bye.
See you. Bye for now.